Hello. You should know by now that I'm not there. I told you guys on Friday I wouldn't be there, and this is going to be pretty short and sweet. I didn't want to give you guys anything too heavy without me being there. We're going to go over our last kind of information that we would want to look at with sets of numbers, which is the range. And we're going to keep it really simple today, but know that we're going to be building on this week. So I'm going to kind of give you an introduction to some of that as we go here. But remember, I'm going to review most of this. The most important thing you need to remember from today is how to find the range. We are on page M587. Now, I'm going to explain more about this, but what I want you to see is this is called a stem and leaf plot. We can see that we have the stem here and the leaf over here. So really, this is like the tens and these are the ones. So I could honestly write these numbers in order like this: 40, then I see a 58, a 61, a 72. So I'm just combining those numbers, tens and ones. Now, when I get to the eights, this means I have 83, I have 84, and I have 85. Okay. Really, what the stem and leaf allows you to do is take all these eights and only write it once. Okay, now think about it. You could have 1,000 numbers. So this might be beneficial at some point. Then we have 92 and 93. Now, this is what you're used to seeing. Okay, this is what you're used to seeing. What we're going to be moving on to this week and probably next week is seeing different ways that this data can be written. One of them is a stem and leaf plot. So what's the median? Remember, that's when we mark out. We're finding the middle. That's 83. What does the median describe in this problem situation? These are English quiz grades. So the middle score is an 83%. Okay, it's a score. So I feel like most kids did pretty good. Okay. Our learning goals today, we're still working on quantitative. Okay. Those are qualities, quantitative, quantities, numbers. Okay. We're going to be moving towards interquartile range, interpreting the range. What does that mean? What are quartiles? What are interquartile ranges and the measures of variation for data set? Okay, and then we're seeing this 5-number summary. You guys already know it: mode, median, mean, range. Then we have the interquartile range. Okay, so you're getting really close. Our learning targets: central tendency and variability. We're looking at calculating the interquartile range of a data set. Today we are looking at, now this is our level 3 up here, okay? Today we're working on just finding the range, so that's going to put us down here in our foundational skills, okay? So that we can figure out all of these things. Quartiles, okay? The range. First we have to know what the range is before we can find the interquartile range, okay? Right there it is. Page M587, we have our vocabulary words, and of course, one of them is range. That's what we're going to focus on today. And our 5-number summary is kind of what we're looking at. Now, if I were there and if I had some pennies in my wallet, okay, we're going to line them up. And basically what we're looking at is pennies. They're looking at when they were printed. So we're looking for dates. So I'm just going to put some dates. It could be any dates. Okay. And then we're going to talk about those dates. So I'm going to, whoops, not that. Grab these. I'm going to group those. I'm going to copy them so I can put them right here. Our measure of variation on page M589 describes the spread of the data values. So we want to see how far apart are they. One measure of variation is the range. So the range is the difference between the max and the minimum. Well, what is the max? Well, that would be the largest. What would be the minimum? That would be the smallest. Okay. So what is the minimum value in my penny dates that I put? I kind of went in order when I was listing them. So this one would be the minimum. It's the smallest number, the oldest penny, and then this would be the max, the largest. Okay. So how would we find the range? Well, it's telling us to find the difference. The difference tells me to subtract. Okay. And it might tell me later on to find the range. I'm going to go ahead and do it right now because I have all my numbers here. Now, I don't want you to use a calculator today. I want you to use your brain. So we're going to subtract. I have to borrow. So our range is 26. That's our range. Same page. Measure of variation describes the range. So calculate the range. I was right. So I'm going to go back here. And I'm going to grab this if I can. Oh, maybe I can't. Here we go. Copy it and put that right here. So under number 3, whoops, there is our calculation for the range of the pretend penny data. Okay, we'll do some stuff like this in groups this week. Okay, using different numbers. Moving on, page M590. Remember, pause if you need more time to write something down. Another set of values that help describe variation. Variation is just change. In the data set, that's your numbers, is a quartile. Okay, we're going to work on this all week. When data in a set is arranged in order, quartiles are the numbers that are split data into quarters or 1/4. We're splitting the data into 4 pieces. Think about a pizza. We're going to cut it into 4s. Quartiles are often denoted, meaning they show you with a Q. So Q1, Q2, Q3, or Q4. Okay, so we're kind of learning foundational skills and vocabulary. Okay, now how do you calculate the quartiles for a data set? We'll get there, but I want to move on. Okay. This goes on with I think really I'm trying to find where I want to end this video. I think there was another data set of numbers here. Okay, M592. I'll come back and talk about those quartiles more, okay? Because remember, today was just kind of showing you and telling you what they are and focusing on range. So this A data set, I'm going to do one more practice with you before you are turned loose on your worksheets. First step, put numbers in order. Okay, so I see 16, 18, 20, 24, 30, and 32. Okay, now it says 5-number summary, but don't worry, I just want to do range today. Remember, we're going to get them all mixed up unless we practice one at a time. So remember, we're finding the maximum and the minimum, the largest and the smallest, and then we subtract. Now we're going to be using these same pages again to kind of go back tomorrow to kind of go through how to find the interquartile range and what it is. But right now, I just want you to focus on the range. So make sure you have all these notes done. Please show Miss Allison or the sub, whoever there is helping out today, that you have finished this, and then they have practice worksheet that you guys can do. Okay, have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.